Hi everybody, this is Matthew Poes with Poes Acoustics, and I'm answering questions. So, do you really need Dolby Vision and HDR for the best experience was the overall video, and Rig Vader said, so wait a minute, if a stream from an Apple TV 4K to an LG OLED TV, the Apple TV doing the DV, player LED, not the TV, question mark, match frame rate and dynamic range on, obviously. So that is what low latency Dolby Vision is. The TV is not doing it, the player does it. Now, I think that LG has the ability to do it where the TV does it, not that, but it doesn't matter. The performance is identical either way. There is no difference. And basically, if the player is doing it, it's getting information from the TV on what the TV is capable of. And that's a requirement to be able to do this. But what you see on the screen is the same. I want to be clear. For a typical TV, without an outboard like Lumagen or MadVR, Dolby Vision has the potential to look better than other dynamic tone mapping systems. It has the theoretical ability to look probably a lot better, but in practical, it's probably not. So like it's 12-bit instead of 10-bit, things like that. All of that should improve things, but just because something has the ability to be better doesn't necessarily mean it is better. So we don't want to overstate the issue here. And I met with an individual who I think watches these videos sometimes, who helped to lead the development of Dolby Vision into consumer products and was explaining all this to me. And he made a comment to me that I've now heard from multiple video experts in the industry, which is you don't need Dolby Vision in order to extract the transfer function of the frame accurately. You only need a sufficiently good algorithm. That the real magic of Dolby Vision, what made it such a good product, was that TVs don't have the very good dynamic tone mapping algorithms needed to do this because they don't have the processing power to handle it. And as a result, they wouldn't be able to accurately extract that transfer function. And so by including the clues that it needs to figure that out in metadata, you basically allow the TV to dynamically change the transfer function for every frame and get a better picture. But a dynamic tone mapping algorithm could do exactly the same thing. That doesn't mean that the Dolby Vision encoding side of things doesn't have its own benefits. It's a separate issue, how the movie is graded and made. But from a decoding standpoint, you can extract that same information using a sufficiently good algorithm. Now, does the Lumagen dynamic tone mapping and the MadVR dynamic tone mapping algorithms equal what Dolby Vision is able to do or not is a subjective question that I can't necessarily answer for you. In my opinion, the answer is yes. When I have seen them all compared at this point, I have not found a benefit of one over the other. And given the limited amount of Dolby Vision content that's available, having something like the MadVR or the Lumagen with dynamic tone mapping is nice. I know that TVs have their own, and I know that they're getting better all the time. The processing power that's in TVs is pretty low. And so those dynamic tone mapping algorithms are pretty weak. And what I've been finding is that while they keep getting better, they're still not really good enough. And so while I understand like a $3,500 TV or even a $5,000 TV and like a $10,000 video processor is kind of a hard sell for a lot of people, it does make a difference. All right, well, so that's my answer to your question, Rig Vader. Yes, the Apple TV 4K hooked to an LG OLED TV set up for low latency Dolby Vision can have the TV doing the Dolby Vision, not the TV, and everything else is correct. It figures it all out. There is bi-directional communication going on between these devices, so that's not a problem. And the neat thing about that is it actually means that you could potentially have Dolby Vision on a projector that doesn't have Dolby Vision. Because the projector itself, you can know what its capabilities are. You can put that into the information that the player would get, and then the player can actually do the Dolby Vision decoding, including reading all of those, the metadata information. And there are fairly simple ways to do that, which is cool. All right, well, thanks for watching my channel. I appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches. Thank you for subscribing for those of you who have, but for those who haven't, please do subscribe to my channel, like my videos, comment on the videos. I love the interactions and I want more of it. And we'll try to keep more content coming. Oh, and please recommend it to to your friends. I'd like to get more followers.